All right, so let's move now to our interview segment. This morning we're having one man who has moved from comedy to full-time ministry. Oluwatoyin Bayegun, excuse me, popularly known as Woli Arole, is the set man for Friends Fellowship International, which is a community of friends who pray together, worship together, while helping one another and other people grow. Well, he joins us via Zoom. Of course, today is the Prophet's birthday. Thank you for joining us, Prophet Woli Arole.
Thank you so much, Theophilus. God bless you.
God bless you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Thank you for the wishes. I'm grateful.
So how was it for you moving from comedy to full-time ministry, and why did you make this move?
Well, since I've made the move, I won't say it's an easy part anyways, because the dynamics are kind of different.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very spiritual, 100%. It's different from the entertainment thing where it's also spiritual, but you can't compare it. This one, you have a job you go for, they call you to an event. The other side is 100% faith in God. So it's a lot. But the reason why I moved is because I know that I had a call upon my life. And even when I was in comedy, most of my humor were prophetic stuff. I say things, it comes to pass. And time came for me to really face the assignment, as it were. And here we are.
So what challenges have you encountered since September when you answered the call?
I love that question. A lot of people ask me this question across the world. So one of the major challenges is, number one, facing my new realities. You know, I'm used to these. There are gigs in the weekend. I need to go out. Comedy has been part of my life. I've been doing this from uni days. And suddenly it stops. Now there's no show in the weekend. You need to preach the word of God. There are people you need to disciple, pray for them. It's a different terrain. So adapting to my reality at first was a major one for me. I won't lie to you. Like, you know, you can't do events. And at times, some clients still call me. I won't do this MC, but I can't do it because I need to prepare for sermon, for Sunday, Bible study, in the capacity of a Jew of a ministry. So it's a lot.
Okay, we can understand that it's a lot, but what, like she had mentioned about the challenges, but what has been the testimonies that have made you happy since the ministry started?
Wow. I think it's the transformation of lives. I won't lie to you. Then the way people gravitate towards the ministry. I have an amazing testimony of a young man who prayed for got his job in Canada. People's life transformed. Arole, you prayed for me. Some you even forgotten. We had a program overnight. But I would have been in the studio physically, and amazing testimony of what's your content. And this is my testimony. I connected that God, I help you, should help me. I'm helped. My mom was sick to the point of death. You prayed and the sickness is gone. Money is emotional. Even you'll be amazed at what God is doing through you.
So is there a thin line between, or what can creatives do? Like you have always mentioned in the past that you're an apostle in the workplace. What can creatives do to use their craft in the propagation of the gospel, of course?
So I think number one thing that creatives should do is to be excellent. By the order of Daniel. And there's a level of excellence you emit that people will begin to, they are curious about your faith, what you do, how you do what you do. So if anyone that is in creative that wants to be an apostle, you must be an answer. You must have wisdom. You must be able to answer deep questions, solve critical. So we're getting to the point where you must exhibit the Spirit of God in creative wisdom, in how you talk, how you solve problems, your approach to life. You see, these things are powerful. Trust me. They are, because nobody wants to associate with the failure at all. Not even with the mediocre. So it's not that I get to the workplace, my work is ordinary, because I fast and pray. It's not as relevant as an excellent spirit. It's not.
Okay, so the last time you came to this program, this very program, you said that you spoke about your movies, your film career. Would we be seeing any movies from you in the nearest future, or is it just full-time ministry, the Friends Fellowship, the Search?
So you see, part of our agenda is to connect a lot with creatives, movie industry, which I played in. I'm coming heavily in on that. But now the content will be more message-centered. Oh, we're coming to the cinemas, we're coming to streaming platforms, because our agenda is to be a king and a priest. Oh, that time is going to come. Even pretty soon, every collaborations and all of that. But people knowing that this guy is now into ministry, is a prophet, and content that glorifying God, and also solving problems for humanity and having a lot of, sense in it.
Okay, so I know that you also give prophecies, and you're giving some for the year 2025. Do you foresee any prophecies for the entertainment industry? Maybe Theophilus will act in one of the A-list films?
No, yes, he's my brother. He told me that I needed to be on the show. I think in less than 48 hours, and I complied. So even you are blessed. Everyone is blessed. For you to know the prophecies that I give, it is well.
Yes, it is. Okay, so for young creatives now who are looking at you and have this call upon their lives as well, but they are creatives, they're looking at finding a middle ground in all of these things, what would be your advice to them?
First, my advice is if they can be part of Friends Fellowship International.
Okay.
Because that is what they are all about. Firstly, trust me. We mentor, we model how you can do that effectively, because you need a community. You can't do it alone. The prototype of what Arole is doing in Nigeria presently is not that there are no people that are doing it. It's scarce. So a lot of people don't know how to balance this thing. Balance your creative, and you have a call of God upon your life. Some people don't want to leave the creative work. They don't want to leave the calling. Some people are confused and all of that. So firstly, there's a way you can reach out to Arole, maybe on my Instagram. You could send a DM. We have a number. We have a website. You can join. And if you can't do that, maybe you have a ministry that you first is to seek clarity. Trust me. How do I? Because a lot of people say they're into ministry. They leave what is feeding them, and they miss out. Some people stick to it and they miss out. So it's dicey. It's a dicey one. So they must seek clarity. Yes, have mentors, have fathers that they can tell what God is pouring in their heart to them, and they can move from there.
So what lessons have you learned over the past few months in this new role? What is the biggest lesson that you don't think you would have learned if you didn't take this step?
The biggest lesson I've learned is that God can be trusted, 100%. As fearful as it was for me, entering ministry, I can say boldly that what God has made me see, what I've been able to have been exposed to financially, economically, mentally, I've not seen it in my years in entertainment. Trust me. Trust me. It's tedious, but God can be trusted. I can take that to the bank. When he sends you, back you. It might look tedious, but he will provide. He will make a way. Like constant. It will be trying, like it didn't want to swallow you, but no, you scale through. Oh yes, you scale through.
So how do you now balance family with ministry now?
Well, I think firstly, I'm blessed with a great family, an understanding wife, an amazing son. And from the get-go, even my wife knew that I was going into ministry. And also, I think one thing is critical in marriage, communication. I communicate to my wife in the simplest form I can. Ministry is not an excuse for me not to work hard as well, not to do my responsibilities at home, which I'm meant to do. So I think it gives a balance. It's not just I'm into ministry, I'm not doing anything, I'm not bringing any resources home, I'm not providing, I'm not a liability in that regard. So it gives the balance. and we are friends as well. It's good when husband and wife are friends, so it helps so a lot.
Okay, I want to ask, the gospel industry and also the entertainment industry, are there any similarities? Maybe you experienced this when you were doing comedy and you are still experiencing that same thing now that you are a full-time minister.
So a lot of similarities. Number one, there are principles in entertainment that same in ministry, same in anything, is hard work. There is nothing you do on earth, if you are not working, you won't succeed. Similarities. Focus, similarities. Humility, similarities. Because you can't be doing God's work arrogantly. Anything can happen to you. Mentoring, similarities. So it's the only thing that I think is small that made it different is the spiritual angle. Ministry is more spiritual. You can't use logic here. It's spirit. You are dealing with it. People's matter, praying for people. You know, people that have been to the doctor. All of so it's dicey. It's dicey. It's spiritual, but every other principle, human experience is the same. Same.
All right, now this particular will allow you to go, since you just finished from a meeting, the surge yesterday. First of all, how was the surge? How was it yesterday in Ibadan?
Heavy. We had Pastor Philip Oluba came from Abuja. Pastor, the whole hall was jam-packed. God has blessed me to have quality people in ministry as friends as well. So we use Apostle Fem Lazarus Place in Ibadan. Absolute place. People came from Lagos. People came from different places, Osun State. And a lot of young people are really geared towards what we do, and it's amazing.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. The Prophet Woli, happy birthday to you. And I wish you were in Lagos so we can come and celebrate with you today. But, well. And you still, I'm sure you still owe me one Arotonic. You know that, right?
No problem.
Thank you so much, Woli, for talking. What?